Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel. Hope you have seen my previous video, that is introductory portion of pain transmission. Before going into that, if you have not subscribed my channel, kindly subscribe it, like it and share it. This lecture is the continuation of previous lecture, that is physiology of pain. But today we'll discuss the most important topic, that is pain gate control mechanism. Okay, so pain gate control mechanism are of two type: open pain gate control mechanism and closed pain gate control mechanism. Open pain gate control mechanism means it allows pain to transmit from peripheral to central, that we have seen in previous lecture, right? Spinothalamic tract, spinoreticcular and spinomesencephalic. These fibers are responsible to carry the sensation from peripheral to central. So quickly we'll again see the transmission of that pain and then we'll see the open gate mechanism. So this is the cerebral cortex, this is brainstem and this is spinal cord. Fine. So this is painful stimulation given to the skin. So the receptor which are situated here got stimulated and this pains and it causes pain, and this pain sensation will be carried to the first order neuron, that is dorsal root ganglia, through which fibers? A delta and C fiber. Fine. So A delta, through the A delta and C fibers, it will go to the dorsal root ganglion. This dorsal root ganglion is first order neuron. They synapse with mainly three lamina, lamina 1, 2 and 5. Okay. So this first order neuron will synapse with three laminas, 1, 2 and 3. Now the most important part which I have not discussed in previous lecture is this first order neuron synapse with the second order neuron, and mainly this synapse with two lamina, lamina 2 that is substantia gelatinosa and this synapse with lamina 5 that is T cell. T cell means transmission cell. Now what is the importance of substantia gelatinosa and transmission cell? So remember one thing, for pain to transmit from peripheral to central, the substantia gelatinosa must be inhibited and T cell must be stimulated. If substantia gelatinosa is stimulated, the pain cannot transmit from peripheral to central. Okay, so for pain to transmit from peripheral to central, the T cell must be stimulated and the SG lamina 2 must be inhibited. Fine. So in this pathway, this fiber carry the pain sensation and they secrete some transmitters, neurotransmitters like glutamate and substance P. They are mediated for transmission of the pain. Fine. So this first order neuron, the A delta fiber and C fiber, they combine, they synapse with this A delta fiber and C fiber, they synapse with SG, substantia gelatinosa and T cell. Fine. So what they will do, they will inhibit substantia gelatinosa and they will stimulate this T cell. T cell is situated in lamina 5 and substantia gelatinosa in lamina 2. So this A delta and C fiber, they inhibit substantia gelatinosa and they stimulate T cell. Okay. So the gate will be opened up and then this pain can be passed from this one side of spinal cord to the another side of spinal cord, and through the anterolateral fibers they go to the thalamus, and from thalamus the pain will be, this pain type of sensation will be sent to the different part of cortex and the diencephalon. Fine. So this we call as a open gate mechanism. You can also see here, okay, the first order neuron, they for both the nociceptors synapse with the second order neuron, with lamina 2, that is substantia gelatinosum, and T cell, that is lamina 5. Okay, they both synapse with this 2 lamina. Now for pain to transmit, this T cell, means transmission cell, which is situated in lamina 5, must be stimulated, and this substantia gelatinosa must be inhibited. If this SG is stimulated, it does not allow pain to transmit from one place to another place. Fine. So they do like this. So A delta fiber and C stimulate T cell and they inhibit this substantia gelatinosa and allowing to pain to transmit to the central nervous system, and this mechanism is called as open gate mechanism, and in which glutamate and substance P will be secreted. Till now we have seen open gate mechanism, in which they said that if for pain to pass from peripheral to central, the SG cell should be inhibited and the T cell should be facilitated or stimulated. Now we'll see the close gate mechanism. So close gate mechanism means which blocks the transmission of pain from peripheral to the central region. So there are mainly two type of close gate mechanism. First is presynaptic inhibition and second is descending pain suppression pathway. So first we see presynaptic inhibition. Now what is presynaptic inhibition? Presynaptic inhibition means because of pain, whenever person applies any hot pack or cold pack over the painful region, so that hot pack or a cold pack, this is I am giving just an example, there are many modalities you can place over the painful area which reduces the intensity of the pain. Fine. So whenever person applies some hot pack or a cold pack over a painful region, it stimulates A beta fibers. Fine. We have seen this A delta and C fibers, they are responsible to carry the pain sensation from peripheral to the central. Now if I have applied some modality, okay, this is modality over skin, this is skin, so I have applied this modality over the skin region. Fine. So it stimulates the receptors beneath the skin, and that receptor, this sensation will be carried through the one nerve fiber, that is A beta nerve fiber. A beta nerve fiber. So this type of sensation will be carried through the A beta fiber. It runs at the level of first order neuron, that is dorsal root ganglion. Okay, here it make a synapse with the first order neuron, that is dorsal root ganglion. Now in open gate mechanism, this A delta and C fibers inhibits substantia gelatinosa and they stimulates T cell, so pain can transmit from peripheral to central. But now what will happen in this case? Okay, it stimulates A beta fiber and A beta fiber carries this type of sensation at the level of posterior root ganglion, and this dorsal root ganglion makes a synapse again with SG and T cell. SG cell is situated in lamina 2 and T cell is situated in lamina 5. Now what this fiber will do? So this fiber, A beta fiber, will stimulate both SG cell and T cell. Fine. This A beta fiber stimulates both SG cell and T cell. Previous A delta C fiber, they inhibit SG and stimulates T cell. So after stimulation of SG cell, there are few fibers which are connected, interneuron fibers which are connected in T cell. So whenever we stimulate this SG cell, as this fiber stimulates both SG cell as well as T cells, so right now both are stimulated, but whenever we stimulate SG cell, the fibers which are connected from SG to T cell, they inhibit T cell. Fine. Again, this fiber stimulates SG as well as T cell, but whenever we stimulate SG cell, it will inhibit this T cell. So right now T cells will be inhibited. Fine. And as we know, the pain to transmit from peripheral to central, this T cells should be stimulated, but here the SG has inhibited this T cell, and by this way here the pain blocks. Fine, the pain blocks by this mechanism. So this mechanism is called as presynaptic inhibition. You can also see in this chart. Fine, so application of any pain relieving modality like hot pack, cold pack, okay, it stimulates A beta fibers which carries information from mechanoreceptor, and stimulation of A beta fibers stimulates both substantia gelatinosa and T cell. Okay, so stimulation of this substantia gelatinosa inhibits this T cell and it blocks the pain, and that is closed pain gate mechanism, and this we call as a presynaptic inhibition, which is the most common mechanism happen inside our body whenever we apply some modalities, pain reducing modality. Fine. To understand this mechanism in a better way, let's take an example of famous Indian movie, that is Bahubali. You must have seen Bahubali movie, right? There are mainly two famous characteristics. One is Ballal Dev and second is Bahubali. Let's assume this character with this mechanism. Suppose substantia gelatinosa is Bahubali and T cell is Ballal Dev. Fine. You know Bahubali and Ballal Dev both are guardians of Maheshmati. So let's assume that Maheshmati is our brain, and Ballal Dev and Bahubali, they are guardian of Maheshmati, means guardian of brain. So SG cell is Bahubali, T cell is Ballal Dev, and our brain is Maheshmati. Now, few external forces means A delta and C fiber. These forces want to attack over Maheshmati. They know that if they want to, they know the characteristics of Bahubali and Ballal Dev. They know that Bahubali is positive in character and Ballal Dev is negative in character. So if they want to attack over Maheshmati, they have to pass from the first gate, main gate, and that main gate is guarded by Bahubali. So for attack activity, they need to first suppress the Bahubali, that is SG cell, and they need help from Ballal Dev. So what they will do, A delta and C fiber, they reach at the level of gate and they tie Bahubali, and they go to Ballal Dev, that is T cell, and they ask help from the Ballal Dev, and Ballal Dev allows A delta and C fiber to attack over Maheshmati. Means the Ballal Dev, this A delta and C fiber stimulates T cell, that is Ballal Dev, and they inhibit SG, means they tie Bahubali, and this T cells allow this A delta and C fiber, means external forces, to go to brain to attack over the Maheshmati, and this mechanism we call as a open pain gate mechanism. Now let's see another situation. Due to pain, if we apply some external modalities like hot pack and ice pack. So what hot pack and ice pack will do? This stimulates A beta fiber. Let's see this A beta fiber. Now who is A beta fiber? A beta fiber is pi. A beta fiber is well-wisher of Maheshmati. A beta fiber knows that the A delta fiber and C fiber, they are again going to attack over Maheshmati, and A beta fiber is well-wisher. But this A beta fiber doesn't know that Ballal Dev is negative in character. A beta fiber thinks that both are guardian of Maheshmati. Okay? So A beta fiber enters into the Maheshmati along with A delta and C fibers, and when A beta fiber enters into the Maheshmati, he sees that Bahubali is tied up. So he unties Bahubali. At the same time, unties Bahubali means it stimulates substantia gelatinosa. At the same time, he goes to T cell Ballal Dev, and he tells Ballal Dev that A delta and C fibers both are going to attack over Maheshmati. Fine, but he unties Bahubali, and Bahubali knew that in previous attack Bhallal Dev helped A delta and C fiber. Fine. So what Bahubali will do? Immediately he go to Bhallal Dev and he kills Bhallal Dev, and he stop A delta fiber and C fiber at this level. Okay, and he stops pain. So let's compare it. A beta fiber is well-wisher spy. He enters into the Maheshmati. He enters at the level of gate. Okay, he thinks that both are good guardian of Maheshmati, so it stimulate SG. He unties Bahubali as well as he stimulate T cell. He tells Bhallal Dev about the second attack of A delta and C fiber, but as he unties Bahubali, Bahubali goes to Bhallal Dev and he kills Bhallal Dev. Means it inhibits T cell, and at this level this Bahubali stops external forces like A delta and B fiber, and by this way Bahubali protects Maheshmati kingdom from the, means it protects brain from this pain pathway. So this is all about presynaptic inhibition. I hope now you understood this mechanism properly. Let's see the second closed gate mechanism, that is descending pain modulation or descending pain suppression pathway, or supraspinal segment suppression, or endogenous opiates mechanism. Okay. In descending pain suppression pathway, the fibers are projecting from cerebral cortex to periaqueduct gray matter. As it's a descending, means this mechanism is originated from upper part to lower part. So it is going from upper part to lower part of central nervous system. So the fibers which are projecting from the cerebral cortex to PAG, they stimulates PAG. PAG is periaqueduct gray matter. This PAG is situated just around the cerebral aqueduct in midbrain. Now this PAG consists of opiates, and opiates are analgesic in nature. Okay, they can reduce pain. So whenever we stimulate this PAG secretes opiate. Now this PAG project fibers to two area of brainstem, one to raphe nucleus and second to locus coeruleus. Now this raphe nuclei is a part of, it's a nuclei of reticular formation of pons and medulla oblongata. So this PAG projects fiber to raphe nucleus, which is situated in pons and medulla oblongata and locus coeruleus. Now this raphe nucleus consists of serotonin, which also gives analgesic effect, and locus coeruleus secretes norepinephrine. Now from raphe nucleus and locus coeruleus, the fibers are projected to dorsal root ganglion. Okay, from raphe nucleus to locus coeruleus, the fibers are projecting to dorsal root ganglion. So whenever we stimulate PAG, it secretes opiates, and this PAG stimulates raphe nucleus as well as locus coeruleus. As these both nuclei are stimulated, this raphe nucleus secretes serotonin and locus coeruleus secretes norepinephrine over the dorsal root ganglion. This is dorsal root ganglion. So they secrete this neurotransmitter over the dorsal root ganglion. Now this dorsal root ganglion, it makes synapse with the inhibitory interneuron. This dorsal root ganglion makes synapse with this inhibitory interneuron, and this inhibitory interneuron consists of opiates, enkephalin. Okay, endogenous opiates, that is enkephalin. So this dorsal root ganglion stimulates this inhibitory neuron, and whenever we stimulate this inhibitory neuron, it secretes endogenous opiate, that is enkephalin. It secretes enkephalin over the nuclei. So this A delta fiber and C fiber, they secrete substance P. They secretes substance P over the lamina presynaptic region, and this A delta and C fiber, this stimulates the T cell, okay, the neurons over here. But this, as the dorsal root ganglion stimulates inhibitory interneuron, this inhibitory interneuron secretes endogenous opiates over here, and as it secretes here it blocks the pain pathway, means this does not allow this fiber to secrete substance P, and they block the pathway over here. So this is all about the descending pain modulation, that PAG secretes opiates over raphe nucleus and local cellulus. This local cellulus secretes norepinephrine, and raphe nucleus secretes serotonin over dorsal root ganglion, posterior root ganglion, which is first order neuron. This dorsal root ganglion is make a synapse with the inhibitory interneuron, and this inhibitory interneuron consists of endogenous opiates and enkephalin. So stimulation of this inhibitory interneuron secretes the enkephalin. Okay, and then this because of the secretion of enkephalin from the inhibitory interneuron, they do not allow A delta and C fiber to secrete substance P, which cause pain, and at this level it blocks the pain pathway. So this is all about the two mechanisms. First is presynaptic inhibition and second is descending pathway. So in my today's lecture we have seen the main three mechanism: open gate mechanism and closed gate mechanism. In closed gate mechanism, presynaptic inhibition, which we have compared with the Bahubali example, and second is descending suppression pathway. I hope now you understood the transmission of pain, the physiology of pain, because it is most important topic to ask in exam. Still, if you have doubt, you can write down in comment section. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much and happy learning.